Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there was a planet, not too big, called Emporia. Now, this isn't your typical world. This world inhabited something called magic. Something which anything could be done with. Summoning a ball of fire, gaining incredible strength within seconds. Anything your tiny mind could think of. Everything was peaceful. No harm could have been done. Nothing could have gone wrong. Ever. But then, without warning, no one knows who it is or where it came from to this day. 3 sins appeared. Now, this wouldn't be a problem if they were just normal sins. There was priestess who could get rid of them, which only happened every couple of 100 years. But these were different. These were deadly sins. The priestess was not strong enough to be able to get rid of these, so he was gone really quickly. These 3 deadly sins were called bloodthirst, gluttony, and greed. Over time, they became stronger and stronger, becoming more and more of a threat to this world, until a young hero arose, defeated 2 of the deadly sins. One escaped, but he knew he would not be able to follow it forever. So, with the help of multiple magic users and priestess, they would make a ritual that would summon a hero into this world. And when the world needed it most, he would come in a reincarnated form. As time went by, the hero took its last breath. The last sin remained silent for hundreds and hundreds of years, until now. Back to the present day, we find our young hero, named Alan. He's in a small town, not rich, not good, but poor. A poor town who lived off the people by themselves. There was no money, no currency, nothing. As a giant chunk of land floated over them, a girl came by, has found our young hero. She does not find the parents anywhere after looking for a while. She does not know what to do with it, our hero. So she decides to take him until she can find his parents. And so, as 3 years go by, he's a toddler. He's not, let's say, the smartest of people. He is surprisingly likes to, let's just say, eat some brown things. And none of the parents have been found. Not a single one of them. Almost like if he was just left there. Appeared out of nowhere. She never understood why. She was, let's say, alone. She didn't really have any friends or family. She never knew where they really went. One day they just disappeared. She never understood why. But as time goes by, she never ever finds the parents and decides to take care of it until it's old enough to take care of itself. As time goes by, until he's about 9, the little boy considers this girl, which her name is Alyssa, let's call her that, a mother, perhaps, let's say. Alyssa thinks it's cute. It's nice and cheerful. It's great. But she knew that someday she might be able to not come back. So she decides that the boy is old enough to be able to get something called a chip. Literally just a chip. She injects a small chip inside of a sample of the kid's blood. Alan is scared at first. He doesn't like needles. Let's just say that. But Alan trusts the girl. And after explaining, which is the chip will eventually reach his brain. To you, that probably sounds very disgusting. And it probably is. But when it reaches his brain, he'll be able to control something. As you see, Alyssa is, well, an engineer. She always loves to create things and be able to study things, make things better for the town, since no one really can do anything much of that. She knows the best, and she's come up with technology that could be controlled with her brain. You see, some people are unable to use magic in this world. These are called Simus people, and they're not able to cast magic. So she was never able to. But she created technology that would allow her to control things with her mind. With this magic, could be anything. It could be a sword, the sharpest of swords, to a shield that could protect you from fire from a dragon. This came to be very useful, but she was never able to share with the people for, well, reasons. They didn't really trust her, since she was just a girl who was a loner for most of her life. How could she possibly know what she was doing? But Alan trusted her. She was like a mother to him. So, as the chip gets injected into him, over time, the chip will eventually reach his brain. It was all happy and dandy until a gigantic monster came, terrorized the city. As you see, the city under was forced to protect the people from the above. They were the ones who gave the people in the poor city shelter, something to live off. It might not be much, but they were grateful for it, and they bowed their lives down to the people from the above. It was a rich town. As the monster came by, the people from under came prepared. It was huge. They didn't know if they could win this war, so they called for backup to the people from the above. This message takes a while because, well, it's really high up, and they have really weird radios that would not reach very quickly. So their plan was to hold off the monster until they got reinforcements. It was huge. As the people fought, trying to take down the beast, or at least hold it if they could, more and more men went down. The women were told to evacuate or seek for shelter. But Alyssa knew what she had to do. She knew that she was not going to be able, no one, in fact, was going to be able to hold the monster for very long at all. She has a specific something called a shadow gauntlet, something that was made by his sake. You see, a shadow gauntlet is a very strong item. A gauntlet powered by shadows. You see, shadows in this world are not something like your typical light and darkness side. The thing about shadows is that they're things sometimes. They're monsters who are able to take over almost anything. They're able to hide in shadows over monsters and sometimes even humans. They're considered very dangerous because they can control the human. And when they run into someone or control them, when they can use magic, it's a big problem. And a shadow somehow came in contact with this gauntlet. It liked it and went in. This gauntlet is very unstable, and if used incorrectly, it could destroy everything around them. She decides it's too dangerous for Alan. It wouldn't hit the top on the land above, but it would maybe hurt the people, but there was nothing they could do. They couldn't fight off the thing. It would kill them anyways. So, with the small council and the small yet poor people, they decided they were going to take the chance. It's not much like they could do anyways. So, as Alan came by, she looked into Alyssa's eyes, said, "Everything's going to be okay, right?" She says, "Yeah, it'll be okay." No one else is able to use the shadow gauntlet except Alyssa. It was a gauntlet specifically made for her. It adjusts, but it's very unstable, so it probably won't be able to work. She fits her hand in, and she feels something bad just slowly crawling out of it. She knows she won't be able to hold it for too long. Alan finally understood what was happening. He understood that maybe she might be gone. It snapped all of a sudden. After Alyssa saw Alan's face, his eyes, she knew he would not leave. So she took matters into her own hand. She called for a small robot. A small robot that grabbed Alan, put it into its back, and Alyssa commanded the robot to take him away, somewhere far where the monster would never find him. And so it obeyed. As Alan saw Alyssa jump, ready to punch the monster, a piece of wood hits his head, and everything goes black. The end of chapter 1.